So I may ask again for some things to be regurgitated, right? So the point of this is for everybody to understand what crypto is, for you to be able to set up your own functions and invest. We are not financial advisors. So just a disclaimer, this is not anything towards investing. This is for informational purposes only. So what the gentlemen are here for is to talk about the basic understanding of crypto and what it is. So if you do have questions, by all means, put it in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat, and then I will ask them your questions. But as we go along, I will be interrupting because I need to understand it myself. So my basic background is in real estate, but I'll definitely want to know, yo, what's up with this currency, this crypto that I keep hearing about, and Bitcoins and all of that. So as Fernando was just talking about, the blockchain, right? So if I recall, cryptocurrency are coins, and the blockchain is the method on how the exchange happens. Am I correct in saying that?
It's a part of the process of recording the transactions.
So it's like a bank ledger. So let's put it that way, right? It's like a bank ledger where in each transaction is recorded. So let's say G Growth Bank, right? G Growth Bank is one particular blockchain, and within there, he has his ledgers of the currencies moving.
Right. So the blockchain is the technology that's being used to handle the transactions. And then the peer-to-peer network system is what actually operates the blockchain. And it does so because you have multiple people providing the resources for the blockchain to work and exist throughout the world. So it's not coming from a single source, it's coming from every source that is operating on that particular blockchain, which stems from people housing large amount of computers, or the individuals in their own home using one computer, which helps the system make all the transactions and verifications through a real complex encryption mechanism that's needed in order to keep everything safe.
Right.
Got you. So it allows, again, like you're saying, the blockchain is the method on which this can actually happen, where we can allow the transactions to occur.
Right. And it's a first time in history that we have the type of
secured manner outside of banking, right? So this is separate and apart from regular banks. This is its own technology that was created to ensure the validity of the transactions.
Exactly.
Got you. All right.
So we're going to get into what's next that helps the blockchain, and that is crypto mining. So just like I stated earlier, mining for a cryptocurrency, it kind of like what you do in the real world. You have to spend energy and time to mine precious metals, diamonds. In this sense, the mining comes from the individuals using the peer-to-peer network system that breaks down all the encryption mechanisms for each transaction that take place within the blockchain. So mining is the process of solving complex mathematical problems, the encryption mechanism, validating transactions that have been made over a blockchain's network. Mining basically secures the network by processing every coin transaction with the primary goal to ensure that the same crypto token isn't spent twice, and it is a process how new coins are generated. So people are working very hard, either in their homes or individual companies that have grown to house a bunch of mining rigs, like you see in that picture there, where they could mine the cryptocurrency that they're working on.
Decentralization. So blockchains operate on a decentralized peer-to-peer system. Decentralization means an activity controlled by several local offices or authorities rather than one single one. Another definition for it is distribution of administrative powers or functions of a central authority over a less concentrated area. And as you can see in the images where it says centralized and decentralized, a centralized network has one point of failure.
Or one focal point.
One focal point where if anything happens, it's a wrap for the whole network.
Yeah.
A decentralized network has a shared sense of power to where there's nothing that's going to happen to mess up what's going on the network. There's no point of concentration. So that's what makes the system extra valuable.
Right, just like the image shows, you can see that one dot, how it's connected to all the multiple dots. So if that particular one dot has any system failure, gets hacked, everybody's affected. But in a decentralized system, it's spread out, so it's not concentrated. So if one thing happens to one computer all the way on the, you know, upper right-hand screen, it's not going to affect the one all the way down in the lower right-hand screen. And this system operates basically the foundation of all blockchains.
Exactly.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to interrupt again when we talk about decentralization. So I'm going to stick to the banking world, right? Because this is pretty much the new form of banking, is where it's decentralized. It's like the what is it? The central banks of each area, right? So the central banks is that specific entity in. Oh, look at that. Look at a perfect segue. You got the image up right now. So like a central bank, right? A central bank is an entity of individuals that will then say what's going to happen with the money, what they distributed out, what are they going to do with it, you know, and they pretty much, you know, give the law of order of how that money is going to be moved. But when we're talking about crypto now, it is decentralized, meaning no one entity has authority. No one man has all the power, right? So no one entity has that power to say what money or what's happening with that money. It's the community that determines what happens with the money.
Right. Well, it's the community that operates how the money moves around. So the individual has the power to choose, you know, when and how much they're going to send it. But there's no middleman in between. So the power relies on the individual, the responsibility relies on the individual, and the system helps everybody interact, you know, by creating a network that's safe. So, you know, centralization is the traditional financial system that's being used, and it's basically the opposite of decentralization, the concentration or control of an activity, organization under a single authority, or bringing things to one central place or under a unified control. As the image shows, it's, you know, everybody's connected, but they're connected through one individual. That could be a representation of a bank, a credit card. You know, you can make the purchases, but ultimately it's up to, you know, the credit card to make that transaction go through. So this is, you know, an exciting time where you can actually have a system that's built where it's not relying solely on the banks. You know, you have the opportunity to work your finances the way you want to.
Correct.
And again, just for the purposes of understanding, this is for the room themselves. I see the room is filling up. Thank you, people, for coming in. Listen, along the way, if you do have questions, by all means, please ask. This is, again, information about Crypto 101. So, you know, I'm asking questions based on what I'm understanding and what I'm hearing. So if you guys have questions, by all means, please let me know. And, you know, we'll try to answer all the questions. So if you don't want to interrupt, please put up your hand, and then I'll either call on you to ask the question, or in the chat, by all means, throw your questions in the chat to ask anything about cryptocurrency.
Yeah, thanks. And now we're here at Bitcoin.
The Big Papa.
Big Papa, you know, El Jefe, Abuelo, the Don, the original OG, Bitcoin. Tell them a little something about Bitcoin, Fern.
All right, let's go, man. Bitcoin is a digital currency created in 2009 on the heels of the economic recession. Creator or creators intended to provide an alternative payment system that would operate free of central control, but otherwise be used just like traditional currencies over the internet.
So I just want to say, so that the inception of Bitcoin came out of the 2008 recession. So it was only possible, just as time moves along, we've seen the evolution of many different types of technologies. You know, I used to deal with music. And before, to record, you know, anything, you would have to go and pay a lot of money to go to these huge studios, and make things happen. But nowadays you have the technology at your fingertips where it could be placed in your home and you could work it out. And it's only through the advancements of technology that we're able to actually finally reach it to the creme de la creme, to the top of the financial system. So the genius or geniuses that put this together actually did so because they wanted to create an even playing field, because the recession, happened because of, faulty derivatives and, banks pushing out toxic loans when they knew that they were toxic. And this information is out there, plenty of documentaries that you could see and look up. But because of that, groups of individuals or a single individual came up with this type of system. And, that's what we're working with today.
So the identity of the person or persons who created the technology is still a mystery, but the name used was Satoshi Nakamoto.
Still a mystery, but
definitely still a mystery. Right. We are all Satoshi.
Right.
The whole network.
Bitcoin blockchain now. So, as we stated before, unlike government-issued currencies, it is operated by a decentralized blockchain authority, meaning there aren't any third parties, middlemen, banks, or governments that can censor or intervene with your transactions, putting you in control of your finances as far as all of your investment decision-making. You are the sole person responsible for the logistics of your transactions, and this is very important. With great power comes great responsibility. I think I know some of y'all know where that line stems from. I'm a huge fan, but it's very true. So even though you could wield this type of financial system, you have to be very diligent and do your own research, making sure you understand how you're trading, how you're moving these cryptocurrencies, because there are scams out there that exist. Just like any other, banking system or credit cards, you have to, be on your P's and Q's. There are no physical Bitcoin.
VR, did you have any question that you wanted to ask, or for clarification again? So you said like Bitcoin is a granddaddy of all of this. So it was a measure used to get away from the bank's powers. And because, we saw what happened in 06 or 08 and even before that, times and times again, right? Like you
Right.
put mad money into the market, and then something will happen where it extracts all that money. So Bitcoin was pretty much like the first currency created to then go against the banking system.
Well, it's not necessarily saying it's going against the banking system, but so you have the
Room, welcome new persons coming into the room. Again, if you have any questions, by all means, please ask. We are now on Bitcoin and understanding Bitcoin.
So yeah, just keeping it, the level or keeping a system that's actually more transparent, because there's no physical Bitcoins in existence. There's only balances kept on a public ledger that everybody has access to. Even though all the transactions are encrypted, you could actually see the money that exists out there, the certain wallets. So it's harder to manipulate markets. Things are not covertly done. It's an open system, open ledgers,
open source. So that's
open source. Yeah, the actual, the technology behind it is definitely open source and can be added upon if it helps to make the system better.
Right.
Oh wait, so I'm sorry. Let me clarify that. So when we talk about open source, we're saying that if for persons that don't know what open source means, is I can create a technology, right? But I'm offering it to the public. I don't hold it. And then if you have some contributions to this language, this source of code, then it just adds it to better the currency or the code altogether, so that it's open to everybody. It's open source. So this is pretty much what this is, right? It's an alternate open source where it's unregulated. People have to understand that it is still unregulated.
Yeah.
And it's decentralized again. So the investment is at your own risk. However, it's open source to where people can contribute to it, affording the opportunity to make it better for everybody.
Facts.
I said it right, yes?
Yeah, very true.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm getting it.
You almost
Little
there,
by
and
little.
you almost there.
Poquito poquito, dale suavecito.
Right, we're gonna help you to it.
Again, if you got questions, because I got a lot, I don't know if I'm answering anybody's questions. Throw your questions in the chat. I'll ask it for you.
Yeah, raise your hand. Don't be shy.
All right, so we're gonna talk about Bitcoin encryption. Okay, go ahead.
Not so much a question, more of a statement about the way you guys are explaining blockchain. I think everybody should know that blockchain is actually just a fancy word, and what actually is going on, that it's just a group of servers running an encrypted ledger with an encrypted program. And so, like, say if I hack my server and take everybody's Bitcoin, all the other servers in the cloud will be like, wait, all these numbers are wrong, and it'll recorrect the ledger. Just so people understand that a blockchain is just a group of servers working together, like iCloud, basically.
Yeah, it's the peer-to-peer system.
That's very true.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
So balances of Bitcoin tokens are kept using public and private keys, which are long strings of numbers and letters linked through the mathematical encryption algorithm that creates them. These public keys are comparable to a bank account number that serves as the address published to the world and to which others may send Bitcoin. So basically, without going too far in it, public and private keys is what you need to secure your cryptocurrency on the wallet or the exchange, and if you don't have the private keys, you don't really own that crypto. Apps like Cash App, they don't provide your private keys, you know what I'm saying? So you don't really own that if the US decides to say we're done with crypto, you know what I mean? But public keys are basically, your wallet. We're gonna get more into that information later, but you need to know that it's two separate encryptions that you need to have in mind, public and private, and you need to know the difference so that you're not, trying to send funds to a private key. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Our next session will actually go over, how do you work with the exchanges and buy and sell cryptocurrencies, and there's a lot of that with the keys, the public and private keys, and also copying memos. This falls back on the responsibility of the individual knowing how to operate the space in the exchanges for cryptocurrencies. So we're definitely going to get that into our next session. So for now, Bitcoin mining, as we stated earlier, is basically the transactions and how they're verified by a massive amount of computing power via a process known as mining. So you have either these big, basically, yeah, you have big mining rigs.
He's correct about what he's saying, but crypto mining is a little different from regular cryptocurrency because crypto mining requires you to have a highly powerful computer, and you're mining algorithms and receiving a coin for it, but you receive a really small amount of it and you convert it to, the point is you're trying to reach a whole number, like one Bitcoin. So when you're mining like 0.00014, and what that number exchange rate changes depending on the market. So it can go up and down.
Right.
The mining difficulty.
Yeah, there's different rigs. People actually created a huge business out of this. This market ballooned. First you had individuals, that were just doing it from their homes. Like the picture, the image you see there will be a guy with like 2 mining rigs, and he's there processing it away, and then he receives Bitcoins. But now it's ballooned to a point where you have farms. People purchasing, millions of dollars of equipment to do all the processing that comes with breaking down these encryptions. So basically, the people that are within the blockchain of Bitcoin are motivated by the rewards being released which they get after they process several hours or even days of data, and then they're rewarded with a fraction of Bitcoin. And like Josh pointed out, that could fluctuate depending on the market. So when Bitcoin first came out, it wasn't even worth a single cent, fractions of a cent. And slowly and surely, as more people, became involved in it, it grew in not only in worth, but in popularity. And with that, it started a snowball effect where you could have the actual digital asset reach, I believe, $69,000, for one Bitcoin, where, in the past, I don't know if people have seen, there was a famous interview with this guy who basically transferred, I think, $10,000 to $20,000 worth of Bitcoin just to buy a pizza. And I think that was the first time that something, from the realm of Bitcoin was able to purchase in the physical realm, where it cost that much just to get a pizza. And today, that guy, if he held that same amount, I believe he would have had $82 million. So this is a big industry, and it's basically only happening now within our generation because of the technology that exists out now. So we're very excited, to have people learn about this and, want to invest and building their portfolios and their digital assets up.
Right. And I think the point that Josh was trying to make is that mining it's part of cryptocurrency, but it's not part of every cryptocurrency. So, we're going to get more into the different types of systems,
Right.
proof of work, proof of stake, stuff like that. We're going to touch on that later. But basically, mining only happens through proof of work. And not all of cryptocurrency is proof of work. So, but like I said, we're going to touch back onto that later. We don't want to go too far.
Yeah, we're going to keep it light.
Yeah.
Basic, the fluff around the hardcore. So we have here Bitcoin mining, which shows, right? It was the first to use the peer-to-peer technology system. It was
Exactly.
the one that they actually developed it for Bitcoin, and it was the first one. And then a lot of others are, copying that source code. They're taking that and adding it to their own cryptocurrencies and their own blockchains, and then adding different utilities. And that comes with having different coins.
Right, because normally P2P is P2P is like instant messaging or like an email service. You know what I mean? This is the first time that it was used as a currency.
Right, to move money around.
Exactly. So let's get into Bitcoin payments.
Yes, this is the form of payment, as we spoke about before. It's been growing in popularity. You have a lot of industries that are jumping on board. You have stores, brick and mortar locations that are accepting Bitcoins. Online, of course, you're able to use Bitcoins as the same way you would use credit cards, PayPals, and they have hardware terminals that exist in other places around the world, just like an ATM, where you're able to exchange for different coins or get fiat currency, actual cash. So it's again still moving along in its development, but it's definitely having a big impact on the world around us.
Absolutely. So
The key takeaways.
exactly. What were the key takeaways? Unlike cash, Bitcoin is created, distributed, traded, and stored with the use of decentralized ledger systems, as we spoke about earlier, known as a blockchain. The first to use peer-to-peer network system, launched in 2009, Bitcoin is the world's largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. Market capitalization, or market cap, is the total value of all the coins that have been mined. It's calculated by multiplying the number of coins in circulation by the current market price of a single coin.
Right. So that's like basically saying if you have 10 Bitcoins and each Bitcoin costs $20. To figure out the market cap, you basically multiply 10 by 20 and you have $200. So that is the total market cap of that particular currency. And this type of data you could use when you're looking to invest into certain cryptocurrencies. There's a whole other list of different data points that you could use, but this is a big indication of how strong the particular currency is, where it stands on that particular day. But just like everything else, it fluctuates, but it's something we'll get into in our next session.
Right. So Bitcoin is the earliest virtual currency to meet widespread popularity and success. Despite it not being legal tender in most parts of the world, Bitcoin is very popular and has triggered the launch of hundreds of other cryptocurrencies, collectively referred to as altcoins.
Altcoins.
As you can see in the image below, we have a few little altcoins in there, but there's like about 4,000 and some altcoins in existence, you know, of different values, different market capitalizations. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're not investing into scams and things of that nature. We're still talking about the Wild Wild West.
Absolutely, very true. So altcoins basically breaks down to alternative coins. So these are coins that exist outside of Bitcoin. So you have maybe some of the more popular ones that you heard of: Ethereum, Stellar Lumens, Litecoin, Dogecoin, which, you know, they have their those abbreviations are called ticker symbols,
Right.
and that's what's used to find them when you're on trading and certain exchanges. We're going to get into that next session. But altcoins could also operate on blockchains, allowing the incorruptible distributed public ledger to exist within their own P2P system. So you have the blockchain for Bitcoin, you can have the blockchain for Ethereum, you can have the blockchains for Litecoin. And they all operate using similar code or their own different.
So, all right, I'm trying to understand the difference between the coins, right? So you're saying the coins, some coins have their own blockchain that they work off of, but although it may have the term coin in it, it may not work off of its own blockchain. It just may use the technology from Bitcoin or from Ethereum or something like that, right? So as you were stating, you know, don't get hung up on all the altcoins. Do your due diligence to ensure what the blockchain is, the validity of it, who's putting it out, right? Is so you have your coins, right? So your coins could be Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever, but then Dogecoin or Litecoin may work off of another blockchain.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies that have the word coin in it. Like he said, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and not just because it has the word coin involved in the name doesn't mean that it's actually a coin. You have to do your own research and make sure that you're checking out to see if they have their own blockchain. What network are they operating off of? Most of altcoins are operating off of the Ethereum network. Now there's new ones like Polygon and stuff like that. They charge cheaper fees. They got their own blockchain network, and you can make your own cryptocurrency token off of that network. So there's a lot of tokens in the cryptocurrency
Realm.
exchanges in the realm, you know what I'm saying? So, but that doesn't make them a coin. A coin is something that has its own blockchain, like Ethereum, like Bitcoin. That's just to name a couple. But we want to make sure that you guys understand that there's a difference between coins and tokens, but that doesn't take away the value of a token. The token has plenty of potential, and a lot of them have things called tokenomics, taxes involved, which could be good. Just got to do your own research.
Right.
So again, just to summarize real quick, is that the coins or the altcoins it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't take away its validity. But you know, it could actually be a good thing that it's utilizing another blockchain, because that gives it, you know, I guess the opportunity to evolve into something. But again, it's not only that it's using it, somebody else's or another coin's blockchain, but the fact of there's other variables in it to make it valid. So again, do your due diligence.
Right.
Exactly.
Just like you making music, right? You go to somebody else's studio, you go to a big house studio, you make your own production, your own tracks, and then you could take that out into the world and then sell it. You push it, and then you get the the return from it. But you use the studio's equipment, their software, but you made something of your own, and then you push it out into the world, and you get the rewards from it.
And eventually you'll have your own studio.
You ain't
But
gotta
for right
use nobody
now,
else.
just work off of
Exactly.
somebody else's.
You know what I'm
You,
saying?
Right,
don't,
right.
you don't got to. So you save your bread on the infrastructure setup, but yet you still making hot tracks.
Right.
Right.
So
Okay.
altcoins could be mined from any computer, making mining more convenient, unlike Bitcoins that uses expensive hardware to mine coins. Altcoins have attracted investors and created a bustling and competitive market in the world of cryptocurrency, owing to these benefits and more. Every altcoin has its own unique backstory and community. Some may prove to be both functional and valuable, and others may turn out to be a useless, worthless scam. So you got to do your due diligence. You got to understand what you're investing in, because anybody could create a token. So as we just spoke about, somebody with their own software could be at home, create a token, put it into the realm where people could invest into it, but it may have no utility. It may have nothing back in it, simply just a name. So this is why we're trying to teach people not only to understand how cryptocurrency works, but also how to, shuffle through all the debris that's out there so you can find something that's valuable and worth investing in.
Exactly. So now we're going to get into wallets. Just like the wallets you have in your pockets and your purse, you store your money in it, but these are digital wallets. So a little bit different. Crypto digital wallets store your private keys, keeping your crypto safe and accessible. They allow you to secure, send, receive, and spend cryptocurrencies. Some of the well-known wallets are Coinbase, Trust Wallet, and SafePal, to name a few. And, exchanges have wallets.
Oh yeah, we definitely going to exchange right here. Bang.
Right, exactly.
Exchanges.
Exchanges have wallets, and also there's just wallets. There doesn't have to be an exchange. We're gonna get more into that. It's basically centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges.
Good segue. So exchanges are basically a digital marketplace where traders can buy and sell Bitcoin using different fiat currencies or altcoins. So it basically works like a stockbroker. You could bring whatever you have, whatever cash you have from whatever country, and within the exchange, you purchase other coins and sell them to obtain different coins. Some exchanges may not have every single coin that's out there, every currency that exists, but you may purchase one type of currency that then allows you to buy the other one that exists in a different exchange. So some of the well-known exchanges that we know of are Coinbase, KuCoin, and Binance. We're definitely going to be working closely with Coinbase as it's the most popular one, it's the most secure one, and user-friendly to navigate. You got to also remember, when choosing the best exchange for your needs, it's important to look at supported currency pricing, withdrawal options, and security. You got to make sure your bag is secure and in the right way.
Exactly.
Bang.
So we securing that bag, and to secure that bag, we got to use a credible
Exchange.
what is it? Exchange
Right.
exchange wallet. I'm sorry. So there's wallet and then there's exchange. What's the
Yes.
what's the difference between the two?
So the wallet houses all the coins that you purchase through the exchange. So you have that there, just like you keep your IDs and your cash on you. You have that in your digital wallet. And then you could, go to exchanges and then move the money around the same way you would purchase stock. So you take money out of your bank, you put it into a stockbroker's hands, and then he has the system and network to purchase the individual stocks that you're looking for. So again, Coinbase is the one that we're gonna
Coinbase
use.
is the wallet. and on Coinbase there's the exchange.
No, Coinbase is the exchange.
Right.
And they have plenty of coins that you can trade without having to pay a gas fee. We're gonna get more into gas fees later, but you can exchange freely on Coinbase from coin to coin without having to send your coin to another platform or another app like you do in wallets. In wallets, you're not gonna be, you can swap, but it charges you a fee, and it's pretty expensive most of the time. So we're gonna get more into that. I'm trying not to give you guys too much information right now.
One time.
Just wanted to ensure that we understood the difference between exchange and a wallet. So the wallet, the Coinbase exchange, Coinbase is the exchange. Your
Yes.
wallet is on Coinbase.
Yes, and they also have a Coinbase wallet, which is separate from the Coinbase exchange.
Yeah.
No, I got it. I understand. It's like the stock market, right? Stock market exchange. Then you
Right.
They work similar, yeah.
Yeah, but what I mean is that Coinbase has a wallet. The Coinbase exchange has a wallet in the exchange, right?
in its, but we're not talking about that. We just talk about you having your own wallet that sits in the Coinbase exchange.
Right. So, yeah, you're correct. You got it. Yep.
Official tissue.
About to put some bread in Coinbase in a minute.
Yo, so thank y'all, all of y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for real. And we got more episodes coming soon on the dates listed. And we're gonna give you guys a whole bunch of more information. This is just lightly bringing you into cryptocurrency so you could understand it in a way that hasn't really been explained out there.
Right. And so we compiled some of the terms that we used during this session. So if you're interested, you could definitely send the email out, and we could get you on the chain email so you could get actually a viewing of this presentation along with some of the vocabulary and the definitions of each one. And for our next session, we're going to be going over these terms, audits, charts, circulation supply, communities, gas fees, Google Authenticator, tokenomics, total supply, trending, and volume. And again, we appreciate your time, and we opening up the floor for any questions, any comments. This is our first time putting this together. There was, some technical difficulties in the beginning, but we're going to try to make this, a weekly thing, and then, grow from here. And, we take any information from y'all now if you want to ask a question or.
So before we open the floor, and I see JT, you came on live. Greetings and thank you for coming on. So before I take some questions, my information, info@baileyinitiative.org, is in the chat. What we're going to do is hopefully get everybody's email so we can send you a live recording of it. However you received this information before, the gentleman will also have your information so they can send you out the link. Again, we had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but that's all smoothed out. So again, this is informational purposes only. We are not encouraging you to invest in anything particularly. This is another outlet in providing you information to create generational wealth. The series that we are providing are all focused about creating generational wealth for individuals, and that's what we are all about. So thank you again, gentlemen. And with that, I open up the floor. JT, you wanted to say something?
He's muted.
You're on mute.
You muted, JT.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say what's up, and thanks for inviting me to this. I'm at practice with my son right now, trying to get him straight on some baseball. But I'm gonna be tuned into this, and I got a lot of questions. I don't think we got time for it right now.
We got it. Come on, bring it on.
It's info@baileyinitiative.org. I don't know if you could screenshot it, but we'll send it out to you. And
Okay.
but yeah, go ahead and go shoot some questions.
Well, I mean, I'm into it, and I'm trying to get to the next level. I wanna get into more of a day trading situation. And I know that you can do this on KuCoin. I was wondering if there's any other platforms that you can kind of like set up bots and set limits and things where it's an automatic situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of platforms where you could do this at, and I'll send you some information for sure on that. Um,
Okay.
but we're definitely gonna talk about that right there in specific in some of our sooner sessions. You know what I mean? So
Right. Because you educated me on a lot of this stuff already. I'm still learning, as we all are. But I'm trying to move into that place. So that's pretty much that's my aim right now.
yeah, there's plenty of exchanges. To name a few, like you said, KuCoin.
Yeah.
There's Bitmart, LBank. There's
Binance.
Yeah, Binance. Well, Binance, you might have to go look at Binance US because Binance
Oh, yeah,
is not
right.
accepting
It
people
was
from the US.
before, but then I think through regulations they cut it out of U.S. access. But
Yeah.
definitely KuCoin. We work with KuCoin.
Yup.
And that's a good one that you mentioned, the bots. I haven't personally worked with bots yet, but I know they are there is capability of doing so on KuCoin, and it's a matter of fine tuning it into the way you want to have it trade for you. But definitely that's a little bit more in depth, but you should definitely try to involve yourself more into that space, and because there's people that are definitely making a good amount of money out there, especially as it becomes more popular and
What, doing day trade?
accessible to people.
Doing that whole day trade stuff?
Yeah. There's people getting involved, asking questions all the time.
And the bots is a whole nother level. It's something you could set up where it trades for you automatically throughout the whole day. So it'll buy at a low cost, and then you set it when it hits a certain mark, it automatically sells, and then could repeat the process again.
There's different type of bots. You could dollar cost average. I mean, there's different type of trading methods that you can use on the bots. You just got to know how to set the settings. It's a little bit advanced for it's advanced for people who haven't played with it.
And this is the thing. I'm still learning, so I gotta get with Fern on, understanding, having a better understanding of the trends. You know what I'm saying, and reading the charts.
Oh man,
Right.
this is the chart king. We're gonna come out with some other sessions. I mean, he knows how to work the charts. He builds the diagrams. Looking for the signs, the cues that could give you an idea that maybe where the actual coin is heading. But that's definitely we're gonna work on putting some more things together. This initial couple of sessions is just trying to get people downloading the Coinbase app, understanding how to navigate the app, and how to purchase and invest wisely, in a safe manner. We want, people from our community to start understanding that, there's money to be made in different ways. There's different, sources of income. And, we're really excited as this is part of like something that's only coming out of our generation because of the technology that currently exists and the climate of the the financial system that existed for all these years. But for sure, man, definitely leave your information, and as we build more content, we'll definitely include you in.
Definitely. I got you, JT.
Word, it's looking bright. It seems like you on the West Coast or something, because it's
Right,
It's
yeah.
dark over here. It looks nice out there, man. I want to be
real.
where you at.
Anybody got any more questions? I mean, we here to answer questions. So, anything, don't be shy. Just, unmute your mic. Raise your hand.
Again, this is for people to learn. So, how do you learn without the questions? And I'm gonna call you guys experts because that was a lot of information right there.
We still learning, but we've been dabbling in it, for a little bit. There's never nothing as a dumb question. If
Facts.
you don't know, there's guaranteed a question that's asked. Somebody else is probably actually thinking the same thing.
And even if we don't know it, we're going to figure it out together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing, and that's why we're here, right? Is like, you're providing us with some level of information, then it's for us to then say, all right, well, what else can I add upon it? So similar like to the whole open source thing where it's you have information, like Joshua's putting us on into some other information, and then that's information for everybody. Again, the whole purpose of this is to provide information for our community that we didn't have access to before. So the fact that you guys not only one put together a presentation, but two put the research into it, and to actually be able to actually, you know, iterate it for individuals, like, thank you guys very much. Because I'm not even gonna lie, like I said before, my background is one in IT, so I understand the servers and all of that, but my thing is really real estate. So for me to now understand it and be more comfortable now in saying, all right, well, maybe I can start investing, but at least I understand how this thing is. Because a lot of people, I'll be honest, a lot of people, even when I was throwing this up to, like, say, going into Bitcoin, somebody was like, yo, that's a scam. I was like, a scam?
It's first thing everybody say.
Like, yeah, but I was like, a scam. You know, the stadium is now called crypto.com, right? That, so if it was a
that shows
scam,
the
Legitimacy.
right? The legitimacy, how big
where it's
businesses
where
are
it's
entering
going.
into this space for a reason.
Hey, just put it like this: it's legal tender in Salvador, if you didn't know already.
Yeah, that's nuts. And so not only is what's the stadium called? Why am I forgetting? It's escaping me. The LA Stadium. What was it? What was the?
It was the Staples Center before. Now it's the
Staples
crypto.com.
Center, right?
Yeah.
Right. And now it's crypto.com. And that's the largest transaction in name changing to change that into crypto.com. That like it was $650 million or some craziness. And that's been the largest. So if they spent $600 or something million to change it to crypto.com, obviously it must be going somewhere. So
we're excited, man. We're excited. You know, that we got a long road ahead of us, and I'm just happy to be a part of, this time. I wasn't wise enough or into knowing, during the .com bubble, stuff like that. And just imagine, us growing up and not being really taught this, or around individuals that speak this language, so we could pick up on it at an earlier time. I'm spending my money partying, going to the clubs, popping bottles. If I would have brought $500 of stock of Google back then, oh my God, would have been worth now, so
you would not be here teaching us about this, I'll tell you that. So if you don't have any other questions, it is 8:13. I don't want to take up these guys' time. We will be back here again live on time at 7 o'clock next week, Tuesday, March 8th. And then the following Tuesday, March 15th at 7 p.m. And we will be giving out, again, this was the first one. So again, thank everybody for working with us and staying all until the end. Following the group, we have exactly 17 people that are here right now.
Okay.
And I'm sure others that were on the other platforms. So we will be streaming it on Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff. This was the first out of many. So thank you again, gentlemen. We look forward to a next one. My email is info@baileyinitiative.org. It is in the chat. Take it down, send an email. I'll be sending out the recording to individuals, and then the guys will send it out to whomever they have. But again, next week, 8th, and the following week, the 15th at 7 p.m. sharp. Again, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Fernando. This was great information. This is Crypto 101, Understanding Cryptocurrency. My name is Anthony Bailey, Bailey Initiative, creating generational wealth for people of color. Have a good evening.